let's get this timer going. All right, 15 minutes and counting. What is up, everybody? Welcome into the first ever episode of 15-Minute Fantasy, your Saturday night start sit show. That sounded weird. I am your host, Hudson Brown. Wow, that was awful. Along with your co-host, Luke Sawhook. Today, guys, jam-packed show for week one. We've got a lot of injury updates to talk about, and then we'll get into some start-sit questions. We've got a few pre-done here, and then we'll answer the ones that are coming in live. Very, very excited for this show. So first, let's just jump straight into these injuries. These are just going to be rapid fire here. So look, some of these guys are going to be questionable. Some of these guys are good to go. Some of these guys are confirmed out. So if they are questionable, just make sure you monitor them and make sure, you're good with your lineups. So Odell Beckham Jr. questionable for this week. I've heard that he's likely to play, but he is still a bit questionable. He has been limited in practices over the last week. Deandre Swift, this came in a couple days ago. He's good to go. He's going to play this week. He's good to go. Austin Eckler, he had recent hamstring injury. He is questionable, but he is expected to play. So
okay.
Just monitor
that. Is he going to be a game time, or is he going to be out there, you think?
He's expected to play. I think he's going to be out there. I think he's good to go. I think he's out there good to go.
Are you starting him with full confidence? Sorry, I'm not trying to cut you off. Are you starting him with full confidence this week?
Maybe not full confidence. Maybe more as a very lower end RB1 because of the injury. But because I value Austin Eckler as like a middle range RB1, like a RB 5 to 8 range. But this week probably like RB 10 to 12, just because the injury might limit him a little bit. But he's still an RB1 to start this week. Curtis Samuel not playing this week. He's confirmed out. So Terry McLaurin, Antonio Gibson, Logan Thomas all probably get a little bit
Diami Brown
for this game. Diami Brown too. Yeah, Diami Brown has a big chance here to prove himself.
Great question from Akash here. Will Fuller or Cam Akers? I would go with Orr. I would go with Orr. Orr is going to get you a good amount of points.
Well, oh my goodness. Kenny Galladay not listed on the injury report for week one, so that's good news. It seems like he's going to play.
Really?
I don't know how much of a great start he is, because I'm just very concerned about this Giants offense. A lot of them in general, but Kenny Galladay, I think he's a solid flex if you really need him. Saquon, Galladay or OBJ.
Galladay or OBJ. That's actually a good one. Let's see here. Should we do? What do you think, Hutch? I'm going.
I'm starting OBJ this week over Galladay.
That's tough. I would.
Broncos are a tough defense, man.
I know, but the Chiefs were, I think, second against wide receivers last year. I'll go OBJ. Sorry, go on with the injuries, then we'll get into questions.
Yeah, let's do injuries, then questions. All right. All right, yeah, cool. So Saquon Barkley probable for Sunday. So I think we're going to see some Saquon. It might be a little limited. I do have Saquon ranked outside my top 12 for this week. I am pretty concerned that they are going to limit him this week. So don't start him with full confidence as an RB1, but most likely you're going to be starting Saquon. You drafted him in the first round. You're probably going to be starting him no matter what. But he's probable for Sunday, so just monitor it, make sure he's good. Evan Ingram out this week, so Kenny Galladay, Sterling Shepard gets a boost because Evan Ingram's out, because Evan Ingram's a guy that saw a lot of targets last year from Daniel Jones. I believe he led the team in targets last year. I might be wrong on that, because I know Darius Slayton led in yards. I think Evan Ingram led in targets. Courtland Sutton playing week one, he's good to go. Noah Fant good to go. A.J. Brown good to go. Darnell Mooney is questionable, but he's likely to play. That's what I've heard around the league. So he should be good to go for this week, but just monitor that. And honestly, he's not an amazing start this week against the Rams. Rams are a tough secondary, but he's
interesting to watch. Like if he shows some flashes,
he's somebody to watch. Yes, he's somebody to watch on your bench.
He could be a bench warrior this week.
Yeah, he'll be a bench warmer this week. So let's jump into these start-sit questions.
Let's do it. Yeah, let's go to the ones from the live chat first, Hutch, if you don't mind.
Yeah, live chat first. Let's go.
Okay, so first one, let's go back to Galladay OBJ. We both said OBJ, correct?
Yes, we both said OBJ for this week.
Coming from my boy Ethan. How you doing, Ethan? Start two between Saquon, Jerry Jeudy, Raheem Mostert, and Devonta Smith. For me, it's Saquon and Devonta Smith.
Saquon. Oh yeah, Saquon's locked here.
Well.
Saquon, I think, is locked here. If he doesn't play, obviously, you're not going to start him. But I think he's locked for this week. I feel like that's locked. I think it's either Devonta Smith or Raheem Mostert. Raheem Mostert has an unbelievable matchup.
That's what I was going to say. I would normally say Devonta Smith because I love him this week. But Raheem Mostert's playing, what is it, Detroit?
Detroit, man. And he's the number one right now. He's the clear number one with Jeff Wilson out, Trey Sermon being a rookie. Raheem Mostert's the clear one. And he needs one run to get you some good fantasy points. He's has some elite speed. He could take it to the house from 80 yards out. Like, he's a guy that could definitely win you a week this week.
Yeah, I think I lean Mostert. That being said,
I think I'd lean Mostert. I think you're gonna be happy with both, but I think Mostert is the start there. I think Mostert is the better start. I think he has more upside with his explosiveness. So let's get into the next question.
Absolutely. All right, and on to our next question from Bowles. Waddle or Callaway? For me, I'm going to go Callaway. I don't love the matchup for him, but I haven't seen enough of Waddle to put him in my starting lineup week 1, where I know Callaway is going to be the number 1 target. He does get Jair Alexander, but I do think it's going to be good.
I'd say Callaway too. Yeah, Callaway is a guy I'm mostly benching this week, if I can. But
agreed.
I'd start him over Waddle. Like, Devontae Parker could still be the number 1 option. Like, they have a tougher matchup this week against New England. Jalen Waddle could see Stephon Gilmore this week a lot. So I would definitely start Marquez Callaway, but I'm a little concerned about that one. That's a concerning start because there's just so many question marks there. But he's going to get the workload. He's going to get the volume. So I think he's definitely worth the start this week over Jalen Waddle.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know if Akash is trolling here. He might be because he's known to do that. He says gross on Ebron or Mac. I don't know who Mac is. I
don't know who Mac is either. Akash is just trolling us here.
Akash is trolling. He's at start 4. Juju, Connor, Corey Sutton, or Hunt. Wait, no, that's 5. Wait, that's just kidding. That's 5. I thought it was 4 players.
Yeah, I thought it was 4 players for a second too.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
I'm benching Juju.
Yeah, I would as well.
Benching Juju, starting Connor, Corey Sutton, Hunt. Yeah.
Okay. Molly Cox. I would go Ebron versus Buffalo or Molly Cox versus Seattle.
Ooh, wow.
That's tough. Like, we know Ebron.
Tougher one, but I think I'm gonna start Eric Ebron this week.
I think I would as well. Just banking on a touchdown.
I think that the Steelers are gonna have to keep up with this Buffalo Bills offense. They're gonna have to throw a lot, and Najee is a rookie. He's starting week 1. Like, he is not. He's just not fully in yet. He's still a rookie. He's still starting week 1. So they might want to, just lean on the passing game a little bit more, let Najee kind of work in the game this week. So I feel like they're going to have to keep up with this Buffalo offense. I think Eric Ebron's going to be decently involved. I don't think neither are very fun starts, though. You're going to need a touchdown from either.
Yeah, I agree 100% here. Let's get into our next one from Twitter before the show. We have Russell Wilson or Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson every day of the week. Colts defense is a much tougher defense, and Lamar against Las Vegas this week. I mean, look, the injuries to the run game is tough, but that means he's just going to have to run more himself, and he's going to pass more himself. So I think that the offense is going to lean on Lamar this week, and he gets Las Vegas. This is a smash pick, Lamar Jackson this week.
Yeah, I do agree that the matchup for Lamar is a lot better. The running thing does concern me a little, but that being said, I think he's still overall is my QB1 in the week against that matchup.
Really?
Yeah.
I have Kyler Murray as the QB1 against Tennessee.
That's a good one, too. I don't know. I think that's a juicy matchup.
I was going to blow up this week.
Yeah, I think so, too. Anyway, on to our next one from Akash. He has to start a Chiefs player. Is this in the Waffle House League, Akash? It might be. Wait, Hutch, are you in the Waffle House League?
No, I'm not.
That's a great one. I'll explain it to you after the show is over because I don't want to waste time. But we have Demarcus Robinson or Jerick McKinnon. I'm going to go Robinson. I mean, McKinnon's not going to be the starter or a guaranteed workload at all. And neither is Robinson, but it's more likely than McKinnon in my opinion. For a touchdown. I mean, going for a bomb,
I would say McKinnon too. I just don't know if they're going to be fully dependent on CEH. I feel like they might want to limit him a little bit because of his injuries last season. So McKinnon, I feel like, would be the start.
Oh,
I just don't think any Chiefs receiver is going to be relevant at all. I just don't think any. Well, I mean, besides Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, there's going to be no Chiefs relevant. Yeah, Tyreek Hill is not going to be relevant for fantasy football. What are you talking about? No,
he's garbage.
Kelce and Hill are going to be amazing, but I just don't think there's. I feel like Mahomes just glues to those two guys and just doesn't target anyone else, and it's so frustrating because I do think one of these guys could step up as a legit number 3 option, but it's just not going to happen.
Man, I'm a Steelers fan, but Juju Smith-Schuster turned down the same amount of money plus more bonuses from the Chiefs to stay with the Steelers, and that would have been a nasty combination on that offense. But
that would have been nasty.
Anyway, we have we're just over 5 minutes left, guys. Just to keep you guys updated here. 15 minutes, we are out of here.
We do. Wait, never mind. Sorry. Never mind. Sorry.
So we have another question from Akash. He has more or more. So I'm assuming Rondale or Elijah. I'm gonna go Elijah Moore with Jamison Crowder. What about you?
I'm gonna go Rondale Moore. I mean, starting rookie receivers week 1 is not a thing I love to do. I just look. The only one I'm really starting this week is Devonta Smith. That's the only one because of the match, because he's locked in. I am benching Jamar Chase.
Really? Because of the drops?
Just the drops number. Oh, sorry.
Unprofessional.
No, very unprofessional. Sorry about that. But yeah, I'm benching Jamar Chase this week because of number 1, T. Higgins, because of the struggles. I really just don't like starting week 1 receivers, but I would take Rondale Moore here. I think this game is going to be fireworks. There's going to be tons of fireworks in this game. And I think Rondale Moore is going to be, I think Rondale Moore has a good chance of being a decent part of that. So I think Rondale Moore is a better start this week.
I don't mind that pick at all. I think they're both really close. I mean, Rondale Moore's going to get a lot of manufactured touches. But I like the matchup for Elijah Moore a lot, but I also like it for Rondale. Both are great. Both are great, Akash. You can't really go wrong there at all. Akash is trying to ratio us for benching DeMar for you, so take that.
Yeah, they're trying. Yeah.
We have a question from Ethan again. Debo Samuel or Devonta Smith? I assume this is Devonta Smith. Devonta Smith for me, 100%.
Devonta Smith, not even close. Yeah, it's Devonta Smith. Debo, look, it could be Trey Lance this week. It could be Jimmy Garoppolo. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. He's the number 3 option on this team, and I don't think Jimmy Garoppolo is going to do
behind the running game. I guess I don't know.
Well, in the passing game, and I think the run game is just going to dominate this week against this Detroit defense. So I feel like Debo is a guy I'm kind of benching this week. I just haven't been a huge fan of Debo. I don't know why. I just really haven't been.
I go back and forth on Debo. I think he's great value some days, and then some days I'm like he's not going to get much work. But anyway, on to some more questions from Twitter here. We are on to our. Well, I'm going to skip that one. That was pretty obvious. It was Tyler Boyd or Raheem Mostert. I feel like we both would agree on Raheem Mostert on that one. Pretty easy.
That one's actually closer for me.
Really, Boyd or Mostert?
That's closer. I think the Bengals Vikings game is going to be a lot of fireworks. I do. And I am benching Jamar Chase because I just don't feel – I mean, as a rookie receiver, he might not be very involved. And that means Tyler Boyd could be the number 2 option on this team. And I think that would be very, very relevant for fantasy football. But I think I start Mostert.
Really? Yeah, I definitely would start Mostert. But, yeah. Boyd, I think is going to be relevant. But, I mean, I'd rather start Jamar Chase over Boyd personally. But on to our next question here. We have Corey Davis or Brandon Ayuk. Corey Davis going up against the Panthers and then Ayuk against the Lions once again, as mentioned already. For me, I don't know if this is hot, but I'm gonna go Corey Davis.
I'm with you. Yeah, I'm with you. This Panthers defense is not great, but it is a bit of a question mark though, because Corey Davis could see a lot of J.C. Horn this week because Corey Davis is the clear number 1 receiver for the Jets. In my opinion, he's the clear number 1 outside receiver. So I think you could see a lot of J.C. Horn. That would be a bit tough, but he's the clear number 1 target. Zach Wilson was sticking into him like glue in preseason. Corey Davis is going to see a lot of targets, and I'm not a huge Corey Davis fan. Like I'm not a Corey Davis fan. I'm not a guy that is always behind Corey Davis. But I think I'd start him over Brandon Ayuk because the quarterback questions in San Francisco, and as we were just talking about with Debo, like this run game is going to dominate against the Detroit defense. They're going to keep running the ball, and I feel like Brandon Ayuk is the number 2 option on this team behind George Kittle. So I'm not really looking at that as a positive. So I think Corey Davis is the start here.
I agree. Let's rapid fire one more question real quick, and then we wrap this thing up. We're on a timer here. So start 2, Damian Harris, Jamal Williams, or A.J. Dillon. For me, it's Harris and Jamal.
Yep, I'm in complete agreement.
Fantastic.
Jamal Williams, because look, Deandre Swift might be good to go, but he's coming off an injury, and they're going to involve Jamal Williams. And Damian Harris is the number 1 back for the New England Patriots. And I think he's going to be really good. He's been very efficient on his carries when he's gotten that workload, and he's going to have the workload now. With Sony Michel now being gone, it is a question mark for the number 2 back. So I feel like they might want to experiment a little bit with Ramondre Stevenson and J.J. Taylor, give them both limited work. But Damian Harris is going to be the go-to guy in New England. So he's going to get – I think he sees 15-plus touches this week.
I 100% agree. And I think that'll do it. How are we looking at the timer there, Hutch?
We're at like 30 seconds. So, yeah, we got to wrap this up.
Yeah.
Well, actually, our thing is going over 15 minutes, but that was because of the 30-second intro. So
agreed.
We're good.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for checking out the first episode of 15 Minute Fantasy. You can find myself on Twitter at Luke Sawhook.
And, guys, you can find me on Twitter at TYFMNFL. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for sending your questions. We'll see you guys next Saturday night.
Have a good one, everybody, and we'll see you next time.